This is the story of how Emmy-winning actress Claire Danes kept her daughter's name a secret for over 2 years, only to casually reveal it on a podcast in January 2026. The 46-year-old star of Homeland and My So-Called Life shocked fans when she finally shared that her third child, born in July 2023, is named Shay. SE Section 1, The Reveal. January 27, 2026 marked the day Claire Danes appeared on Amy Poehler's Good Hang podcast, and during a conversation about parenting, she mentioned her daughter by name for the first time publicly. "I love watching toddlers dance when they jump and do the bouncing thing," Claire told Amy. "And Shay, my baby, she's very in her head and dreamy, and sometimes she'll do this kind of head." 2.5 years after giving birth, the world finally learned that Claire and her husband, Hugh Dancy, had named their daughter Shay. No formal announcement came before this moment. No press release. Just a natural mention during a podcast conversation about watching her kids grow up. Claire went on to describe Shay as really fun, before confessing something sweet about an unfinished embroidery project. "I embroidered onesies for all of my kids, and I have one for Shay, this third child, but she doesn't wear onesies anymore. The project sits by her bed, half done, a reminder of how quickly time passes. I called my OBGYN in convulsive tears. It was a pure meltdown," Claire revealed on the Smartless podcast in November 2025, admitting she totally freaked out and didn't think it was physically possible. Her second son, Rowan, required 2 rounds of IVF, which meant getting pregnant naturally at 44 seemed so unlikely that the news sent her into a complete breakdown. Claire even described feeling a strange shame about it, saying she felt like she'd been caught doing something she wasn't supposed to be doing at her age, as if she'd found an edge she hadn't been quite conscious of before. The shock eventually wore off, though, and Claire and Hugh were thrilled about the unexpected addition to their family. When she announced the pregnancy at the 2023 Golden Globes, Claire showed off her baby bump in a stunning white Giambattista volley gown with a large pink satin bow, making the news official to the world. SE Section 3, Her Son's Reactions. 10-year-old Cyrus was fairly resigned to the situation, which Claire joked about by saying, "Cyrus was resigned to it. I mean, the worst has already happened. His name is Rowan." 4-year-old Rowan, on the other hand, was categorically opposed to the entire idea and made his feelings known immediately. "When it comes out of your tummy, we'll give it to a family that doesn't have a baby," he told his mother, adding for emphasis, "Yeah, no, I don't like it. I like peace, Mama." Claire found this reaction hilarious because, as she put it, that dude does not shut up. Claire eventually convinced Rowan by telling him the baby would be pretty dumb, and Hugh Dancy confirmed the boys had mixed feelings but were excited about our baby, though Rowan drew the line at helping with diapers. Section 4, Ship. The love story between Claire and Hugh began in 2006 on the set of the film Evening in Newport, Rhode Island, where they started as friends since Claire was very recently single at the time. Everything changed during a bicycle ride by the water when Claire had what she called a dumb epiphany about being really just happy, and that's when she started to realize her feelings for Hugh ran deeper than friendship. What nobody expected was that it took a one-night stand with someone else to make her realize her true feelings, and after that night she thought to herself, "Oh shit, I think I'm going to marry this person." They got engaged in February 2009 and married that September in a private ceremony in France, where Claire wore a custom Narciso Rodriguez gown, and they've now been married for over 16 years. The couple is famously private about their personal lives, but from 2011 to 2014, they faced a challenge when Claire filmed Homeland in North Carolina for 3 years, while Hugh stayed in New York. "That was tough. That distance is corrosive, and I'm just bad at it," Claire explained, adding that she didn't particularly want to get good at it. They learned that being physically together as often as possible was essential to their marriage, and they followed certain rules about not being apart too long ever since. Section 5. Claire's career. Claire became a household name at age 15 playing Angela Chase in My So-Called Life, winning her first Golden Globe for that role in 1995, and went on to star in Romeo and Juliet opposite Leonardo DiCaprio before winning critical acclaim for playing Temple Grandin in the HBO biographical drama. That role earned her both an Emmy and a Golden Globe, but her portrayal of CIA officer Carrie Mathison in Homeland defined a generation of her career. Over 8 seasons and 96 episodes from 2011 to 2020, she collected 3 Emmy Awards and 4 Golden Globes total throughout her career. And when she won her Emmy in 2012, she dedicated it to Hugh by saying, "My husband, my love, my life, my baby daddy, this doesn't mean anything without you." The role required her to portray a character with bipolar disorder, and critics. She's continued working since Homeland ended, recently starring in Netflix's The Beast in Me, which premiered in November 2025. Claire and Hugh attended the premiere together, one of their rare public appearances as a couple, showing they're still going strong after all these years. Conclusion. The fact that Claire Danes kept her daughter's name private for over 2 years makes perfect sense for someone who's always valued her family's privacy above public attention. She now juggles life with a 13-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 2.5-year-old daughter named Shay, who loves to dance with her own unique head-swaying style. And as Claire put it, there's about 5 years between each child, but it's a trip. I have a teenager and a toddler. In an industry where celebrities, and when she finally did share the name, it wasn't a magazine exclusive or a planned reveal. It was just a mom talking about watching her daughter dance and describing her as very in her head and dreamy. That unfinished embroidery project sitting by Claire's bed is still waiting to be completed. But Shay is already growing up and dancing to her own rhythm in a family that chose love and privacy over publicity. And sometimes the most meaningful moments are the ones that happen naturally without fanfare or spectacle.